妈妈，牛来。
来菜。
他也太弱了，
太弱了。
你们先走吧，我们会尽快的。
Not gonna lie, if you think The Odyssey is the best movie of the year, you are stupid. And that's because the true best movie of the year has just been released in China. Niu Lai. With beautiful animation, timeless storytelling, and amazing characters and dialogue, this is what 200 years of cinematic filmmaking has been leading up to. It's so beautiful, just like its poster, which is also really beautiful. Like low-key, I'd want to get that poster and hang that up on my wall. It's also funny how this poster is the only sort of marketing this movie has. Aside from the visuals, the thing that boggles everyone's minds about this movie is how it even got released in theaters. This movie was made and released in China, one of the most strictest countries when it comes to film releases. Their film board is known to have some very strict rules and guidelines, which is why you hear a lot of talk about Hollywood movies being edited for a Chinese release. And Niu Lai is no different, they have to go through the strict film board as well. So how did Niu Lai even get past the strictest film board in history?
Wait a minute.
Nepotism. Nah, not really. Apparently, the director of Niu Lai was friends with a distributor, and the distributor, despite their reluctance, got the film approved by the film board, and then it released in theaters. And also, like most artists, the director is stubborn as hell. Honestly, this distributor is a true bro. We all need friends who will help us share and fund our stupid-ass projects. Too bad my friends aren't funding the audiobook recording of my anime fanfiction that I released a while ago. And speaking of the director, Yu Meng, this was actually his directorial debut. He's also the only person in the crew. He was the one that worked on everything. And actually, his mom and him worked on this movie, so this movie was technically a two-man job. I mean, you can't really tell this was a two-man job. It's so impressive. This is some KyoAni level shit right here. But enough of that history lesson. What is it actually like to watch Niu Lai? I can safely say without a shadow of a doubt, I backed out watching this movie 20 minutes in. I'm sorry guys, I'm a Niu Lai lover. I'm sorry guys, oops. And now you may be saying, why am I talking about a movie that I barely absorbed? I need money. I am so confused about this movie. And it's not just because of the animation, which is basically Xavier Renegade English without the sauce. Nor is it the voice acting that is as stale as the pee stains on my toilet seat. And it's not because of the language barrier. The general gist of Niu Lai's story is that it follows the titular calf on a sort of hero's journey. And Niu Lai is a very timid calf. He's scared of everything. He reminds me a lot of Arnold from the Magic School Bus. There's also a Skylark in the movie who watches over Niu Lai. And eventually, there's like dreamscape thing where Niu Lai has to deal with all these shenanigans in order to become a better ox. His mom is also there, and there's also an ostracized leopard named Bao La who joins them on the journey. Oh yeah, and speaking of the dreamscape, it's not technically Niu Lai that is dreaming, but rather it's the Skylark that is dreaming about Niu Lai going on these adventures to become a better ox. What the f is this movie? I'm so confused. I even read the Wikipedia plot summary for this movie, and even I was still confused after all of this. Oh, and it doesn't help that this movie has a lot of dead air, but not the good kind of dead air that makes you think. This is the bad kind of dead air that makes you question why you're even watching this movie in the first place. Like, the first 5 minutes of this movie is the Skylark flying through the air with little bits of dialogue. And then there are scenes where the oxen are walking, and again, it's just ambient noise for the entire time. And there are so many scenes where it's just quiet nothingness, and dialogue doesn't even happen until like a minute later. You can call me brain rotted if you like, but I've seen Drive My Car, which is a 3-hour slow burn drama, and I loved it. But Niu Lai is an 86-minute film that made me back out in 20. It's honestly a disservice to the charmingly bad animation. Like, you can have the bad animation, but if you have nothing substantial to support it, I'm sorry, this movie is boring, I'm gonna be bored, I'm gonna back out. This movie is not a movie. This is an abstract piece of art. A really bad abstract piece of art. But if I had to choose between this and Cats, I'd choose neither. But I think the real question of this entire thing is, why are we here in the first place? Well, after Niu Lai released in theaters, it received around 7,000 yuan in the box office. And 7,000 yuan is around 1,400 Canadian dollars, which is actually the same amount of money I earned in my last paycheck. I mean, for a film made with a budget of $1,000 allegedly, it's not actually that bad, that's pretty good. But in terms of a theatrical release, This is really bad. And if people see a really bad number, they will act accordingly. They will get curious, they will go into the theater, they will watch that movie, and by the end of it, they'll realize they have just watched the best movie of the year. Curiosity about Niu Lai spread like wildfire, not just in China, but around the world as well. The memes, the unofficial merchandise, the handmade posters, the sheer absurdity of a movie of this quality releasing nationwide. Summer 2026 isn't even World Cup summer, or heck, it's not even Spider-Man summer. It's freaking Niu Lai summer, bitch. And for me, I have so many mixed feelings. On one hand, Niu Lai is the pure definition of an indie project. Two people working tirelessly to create a movie on a shoestring budget and with a lot of artistic passion. And one of the crew members even tirelessly begged the distributor to release the film no matter what. Like a lot of movies get released on streaming rather than theaters, so Niu Lai actually got really lucky there. But on the other hand, this movie is one of the worst things I've ever seen. You got a story that does not make any sense in the slightest, horrible animation despite its charm, really bad pacing throughout, some weird connotations to the stock market, but most of all, it's just a really boring film despite all the memes. Again, I had to tap out multiple times because I was just so bored. Niu Lai represents the worst of what cinema has to offer. But it also represents the best. You know, as I watched all the videos of packed theaters of people laughing their asses off during the movie, and also seeing the amount of money it has made so far, it suddenly made me realize something about Niu Lai. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but in a world of AI slop, it is quite charming to see the world come together and marvel at something like this. A movie created by two people with a shoestring budget, with no background to the animation and film industry. Yeah, this film is pretty bad, and it's only here because of the director's stubbornness. Sure, it is a bit weird and kind of concerning if you look deeply into this. But looking at the bigger picture here, Niu Lai is a film that appears once in a blue moon. It represents the worst and best of humanity. This project was created as a stubborn person's drive to create something in a world that's losing its soul. And even after those 5 years, the result we get is something out of a nightmare. We can find solace in knowing that there are still people out there who want to create something out of nothing but their bare hands and a dream. That is Niu Lai, the movie that we did not need, but the movie we deserved. To tie it up, I'm gonna read a tweet that is basically a review of the Niu Lai movie. This tweet is a joke, of course, but it honestly stirred something in my soul, and it may stir up something in your soul too. Turns out, I lived for 32 years just to wait for this movie. Everything before that feels like I lived it in vain. After watching Niu Lai, my entire spirit felt like it had undergone a profound elevation, and I couldn't help but to re-examine my past life. As the credits rolled, I looked around, and everyone's faces were beaming with that kind of enlightened, reborn smile. A must-watch domestic high-scoring masterpiece for the summer. Niu Lai. No need for more words. Teacher gives it its full marks right away.